That was
so loud.
Keep it in.
Yeah. What's the intro again? My name is Snow. Welcome to Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana
and Marnie.
Cool.
It's been so long, Shoshana has forgotten how to even open pod.
I was about to go, my name is
Shoshana.
I was going to say my name is Marnie.
And my name is Shoshana. We're two different people.
Yeah, exactly. No, it has been a hot second. I know you've missed us because we've missed you.
We've missed you.
Yeah. But yeah, should we just go into...
We've got a lot to catch up on. So these
much.
are going to be... You're going to get a flurry of episodes, guys, where we just tell you what we've been thinking about all the shows that come out. So get ready.
Yeah, rapid fire. Pop culture news?
Pop culture news.
Okay, we have to talk about The Bachelorette.
Go.
We have to. Okay, for context, because
Yes.
I know you don't watch Bachelorette.
Nor do I watch Secret Life
Lives of Mormon Wives. I watched that one too. Wild. I would say Secret Life of Mormon Wives is like white trash mixed with the Book of Mormon.
Yes.
I haven't watched the Book of Mormon though, but because it's in the title.
I'm very familiar with Mormonism.
Yeah.
My uncle is a Mormon.
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that.
I didn't know.
Oh.
Until my cousin was like, well, you know, they're Mormon. And I was like, what?
Oh my God, I did not know that. See him? No. Okay.
He was currently in Ohio.
Okay.
Doing Mormon stuff.
Which makes sense because The Secret Life of Mormon Wives is based in Salt Lake City in Ohio. And the show is based on this group of women called Mom Talk, who were really famous and are famous on TikTok for like dances, and it was mainly dances during the pandemic. Then they had this massive swinging scandal where one of the leaders of Mom Talk, her name is Frankie Paul, was swinging with some of her friends' husbands, and yeah, so that all got messy. That's how the show was even brought to life, and created by Hulu and ABC. The show has gained significant popularity over the last couple of years. They've been pumping out series by series over the last 2 years, so that they're now at series 4. At series 3, they decided to pick Frankie Paul to be the next Bachelorette.
A woman who is married.
She was married. She was divorced. I think she divorced before the show started.
Okay.
She had and she has been and is in a very toxic on and off relationship with a guy called Dakota, who she was arrested, who she had a domestic violence incident with in 2023. That's so formal. In 2023.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was when it was. And she was arrested. She pleaded guilty to it and she was put on probation, and her probation was supposed to end in August of this year. So
they were going to put someone who was currently on probation on The Bachelorette.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all known. In the series 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they showed some of the footage from the arrest, and it was all about the arrest anyway, and the court case, and the fact that the child was present during the incident. So all of this was all well known.
She has one child.
She has three children, because later on in that series she got pregnant by Dakota,
right?
And they have now a 2-year-old son. Anyway, last year she was chosen to be the next Bachelorette. Now, if you follow the Bachelorette and Bachelor, you know that this series and the whole franchise has been going through issues over the last couple of years. They've just not been able to make any of the series stick. The leads have been just not very inspiring. The contestants even worse. The ratings have just plummeted. So literally they needed someone to really revive the series, because there've definitely been words and rumors that they were going to cut the whole franchise, and that franchise has been there for like 20 plus years, so it's massive. So that's why they brought her on, because she's on probably the most popular show on Hulu, and bringing her on would be allow her to like bring in a new audience for The Bachelorette. She's a big name, she's single. They've also been using a lot of talent from The Secret Life of Mormon Wives and other ABC shows. So 2 of them were in last series of Dancing with the Stars, and that also created drama for the show. So a lot of people were like, why was she chosen? Because yeah, you're right, she has a felony before. It was previously married, and I think, I don't think they've ever had someone who's been divorced to be the lead. Plus, she has 3 children.
Yeah.
And now, when you see series 4, you see how on and off she was with the Dakota guy.
Yeah.
Like to the point where like if he was in a relationship with someone else and he cheated on her several times in the relationship, including with her family members, but she always keeps on going back to him, always having sex with him. So anyway, the series 4 just came out, and again, you see how just toxic and ridiculous the relationship has been, to the point where the day before she was supposed to go to fly out to the Bachelorette, she slept with him. Like he came to drop over the child, and then he stayed over. She has not looked 100% there. I think, look, allegedly, she may be on substances because he's also an addict. And she just feels a bit erratic on the show, like just not 100% there. And to the point where like the other women of Mom Talk are also like worried about her. She has a really toxic relationship with her mother as well, and also her father. So it's just a very like, just not a great environment, and also not necessarily the right pick for the Bachelorette, who usually has to have, be of like a very like, usually a very like clean background, very like, prim and proper. So anyway, last week, alongside series 4 coming out, there was video footage. Sorry, two things. They were currently filming series 5 of Secret Life of Moment Wives. And then the news came up, they had to pause filming because there was an incident where Taylor Frankie Paul was trying to choke out Dakota with a necklace. So the police were called, and so they halted filming. Then, a couple of days later, footage from the 2023 arrest came out that showed Taylor Frankie Paul beating the crap out of Dakota to the point where she was throwing bar stools at him, like literal bar stools. And one of the bar stools hit the child that was in the room, and you can hear the child crying. Now, in the lead up to, before that video was released, people were like, are they going to cancel the series? Is ABC going to cancel the series? But ABC was still putting her, out to do press. She was on the Oscars red carpet. She was planning to do like GMA, or she may have done that, and they just tried to dodge around some of the questions. Then that video came out, and they cancelled the whole thing. So the whole series that was supposed to go out, like,
had they filmed the series?
The whole series is filmed.
Right.
They filmed the series. They've got sponsors. One of the sponsors, like Cinnabon in America, pulled out first. Then Meta pulled out, and then now the whole show is cancelled. They've lost so much money because of, like, of course, new series it's on network television, so like all the ads.
And you paid for it.
You
as
paid
well.
for, you all paid for.
You make all your money once the show airs.
Exactly.
The show never airs.
That's it. Apparently, they had edited episode 1 fully. Some of the other episodes were still in like post production, and then they had like footage for the rest of the series that they will edit week by week, basically. Like that's all gone. You have all the staff like who's working on post production out of jobs. It's just like, and all the sponsors that they filmed during the show, because they always go to like a different country and then they film with a hotel or whatever. All that has been cancelled. So it's been a really horrible like situation for Disney and ABC, but also they knew all this.
Yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for them when it's like, basically it's kind of like you took a risk and the risk backfired because
100%.
The person that you were going to cast already was risky. You will cast them for your own benefit, and then the risk turned out to be exactly what it is. And now you can't air any of the show.
No, exactly.
Maybe they were hoping that, like, with the degradation of society, we would be like, oh, we actually don't care. We're happy to watch a felon.
Exactly.
Because there's a version of that story where it's like, okay, yeah, she had a hard time once, but now she wants to turn her life
redemption,
around.
yeah.
And if you just got into a domestic violence incident recently, and your previous thing was for domestic, I even think, but don't you have a duty of care thing to like, on the basis that like, if that person has a violent criminal history, it'd be different if she's like, yeah, I did fraud.
Yeah, exactly. Like, apart from you harming, businesses.
Yeah, and people.
Yeah.
It's different to, you are putting the other contestants
at risk
by introducing them to someone who has a violent past.
Yeah.
If you flipped this gender-wise,
100%.
There would be think pieces and protests, and they would have never even been able to go and shoot the series, let alone get it to a point where you were about to air it. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
It would never happen, especially because, the standards that we have in society, if she was black, like this show would not exist.
She would have been,
she would have condemned, straight away. And then it's the fact that the domestic violence incident. Because, like, perfectly honest, I remember watching that series, and I always assumed that it was something that just happened, like an altercation between the two of them, and he was a bit involved. The video, which people suspect that he may have leaked it to TMZ, but the video really shows him like he is defending himself, like he is not touching her. She's like putting him in a chokehold. Like, it's crazy, and she is 100% the attacker. But people must have not seen this video before. Like, I just cannot believe that nobody in the casting team or anyone who suggested this, and someone said it was Nick Vial who suggested, casting her. But like,
he will pay for his
crimes. Will pay for his crimes. I mean, he's paid for it now. But like, it just doesn't make sense why none of this due diligence was done. It was just like, she's popular and people will watch. Even when they picked her, I was like, she just doesn't feel like the right person for it. She doesn't look like she's out there for love. And
it's very dystopian.
It is, really.
When you think about it, I think one of the issues with this is like where we're at as I don't know why I can't speak. Where we are at in media at the moment, where like, people from TikTok become famous, reality TV garners an audience that like prestige TV doesn't get anymore. Where like trying to take people that work in that format into a traditional format, I actually think is always going to lead to mistakes like this, because there are things that you can get away with on TikTok. There's no background checks as you're scrolling through your TikTok. Like, you could literally be watching the video of a person who just shot someone. You would not know. So like and some people even are able to amass a following despite people knowing what they've done, because they're like, well, he's really funny. It doesn't work the same in traditional media, because there are checks and balances. There has to be checks and balances. The reason why you would do those background checks, because you're trying to protect your asset, which is the show and the amount of money that is going to be spent on the show. Taking someone like that who works for reality TV because it's less regulated and putting them in a situation which obviously The Bachelorette is also reality TV but much more structured.
It's part of Disney. Like, let's be for real.
It's much more structured. There was bound to be a scandal. Exactly. I don't think they were ever guessing it was going to be this, but there was always going to be a scandal. It's like, I don't know if you've seen any of the discourse online about the 2 TikTokers who were interviewing people on the red carpet for the Oscars.
Yes, those ones,
And like, everyone being like, oh, why would you get them? They're not interviewers, like they're doing a really shit job. And it's like, because they are interesting on TikTok, and you just think that that's going to be a perfect equal translation onto something much more structured and traditional. It doesn't work. They're not journalists. They're not interviewers.
Exactly.
Their whole thing is that people like their personalities. That doesn't necessarily gel with you being an interviewer. And so that's why you get people that when it doesn't translate, everyone wants to blame them. It's like, actually, it's everyone who was involved in this decision is at fault, because you could have given them some training. Right?
Exactly.
You could have run them through some kind of gauntlet. But, we just want you guys to be you, and like, hopefully people who like the 10-year-olds that follow you will come and watch. It never works.
It doesn't. And you could see, like, they got more attention because of, like, they didn't gel. I kept saying, I saw there was like maybe a bit of beef between them, like in terms of like
I think the two of them were fine with each other. It was more then when it came to like, there was a really weird moment with Damson and Idris, and then there was like the tea or the context surrounding that was that she tried to shoot her shot with him at an after party.
Okay,
and he had sort of said no, and then now they're meeting on the red carpet, and it's like, it was weirdly tense. Which could be fine if you said, like, if this was a different format and you were in a different space. But if you're like the Vogue interviewer, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you were just sticking to your TikTok page, you're like, my thing is that I'm interviewing people the way that I interview people. You have your audience; they know what to expect. It is not the same as a 50-year-old woman who only reads Vogue suddenly engaging with this thing, being like, genuinely, what is this? Like, what is this? Who is this for? And I think that the strategies for trying to bring young people into old media it does not work, because there's no genuine attempt to bridge the gap.
Exactly. There's no adapting, like, okay, there's old media, there's new media. Maybe we need to make a middle media. Like, there's things that need to be catered, because The Bachelorette, transparently, would really need to cater themselves to a Frankie Paul as a lead, or as a reality celebrity lead, because the reason why the show works is because you brought nobodies on. Then the nobodies became famous within the world of The Bachelor. Then you pick the most famous or the most popular woman to then become the Bachelorette, the one that didn't win, quote unquote. And then she continues it, and then you just keep the cycle going. But they always become famous within the concept or the
world of
the Bachelor. Yeah. So it's, for me it's hard, and I think reality TV is going through this really weird like paradigm at the moment, where I am seeing shows that have been halted or being cancelled or being, having to, walk back certain things because of controversy. Because you're right, this talent, they're not regulated. They are hired to be real life people.
Yeah.
And very flawed real life people, because 100%. They make the best TV. But
and I think that's what is the struggle, isn't it? That formula works in a space where no one's really paying attention to what you guys are doing behind the scenes. Like, perfect example is like, I've probably mentioned this 1,000 times, but there is a clear line and a clear change in Love Island from the point where they used to let them drink excessively and smoke. Not that smoking makes you crazy, but do you know what I mean? Where it was just like, we're letting people do whatever the heck they want and encouraging them to be badly behaved. To like, 3 people have committed suicide, so now we actually can't be doing that. We need to cover our backs. And it changes what you can and can't do in the show, and then you're now sort of restricted to the edit and editing things in a way to make them seem like people are bad. And then because people are so hyper aware of the backlash they're going to face, they're not giving you the TV that you want. So then you have to keep then you have to go out and pick people who are like, I don't care about people hating me. Exactly. And it's like, but you genuinely do not know what the like mental makeup of that person is and what they are capable of and why they are okay with coming on TV.
Until it becomes too late.
Until it becomes too late. Yeah. And it's not to say that like traditional media is perfect, because there are incredibly problematic people that somehow make it through the cracks of those things as well. It's just that like it's never as immediate. And I think there are more structures to either protect other people or protect the franchise. So that if you turn out to be a bad egg, it's just you.
Versus now is like, she was not the right choice, but it's now had a ricochet effect on everyone.
Exactly.
That includes also the contestants, because apparently the contestants are also looking to sue ABC because
I've just spent 6 months of my life
doing this, and some people left their jobs to come to this show. We also know who won. Like, it's all been spoiled now. Everything's spoiled. So like, there's like rumors about that. There's rumors that Frankie Paul may even Taylor Frankie Paul, may also sue the ABC because, I don't think it's true, because she breached her contract.
Yeah, exactly. She wouldn't get anywhere, I think. I can't see a judge ruling in her favour.
No.
If I don't want to air a show, I don't have to.
No, exactly. And then also her, Dakota, her ex-boyfriend, or on and off, whatever the relationship is, plus the ex-husband have gone to the courts to get a restraining order on her and get custody of the children. So, like, it's just all around a mess. But apparently she's still on TikTok defending herself. You see what I mean?
Because she can be. TikTok's not going to ban her as long as she's not saying,
crazy.
Rape, or God forbid, or die, or talking about Gaza. They're not going to restrict her videos, and so she can continue to do her little dances and be a felon. So I mean, that's what there's no policing,
and it worked for her for so long. So what's the point? So that's the Bachelorette drama. There's nothing really now to talk about. I do think they probably will drop the series on like Hulu or for us, maybe Disney Plus, like in the summer. Like once this is blown over, or if she has to go back to court, because she probably will, because she's broken her probation. The Secret Wife of Mormon Wife Series 5, who knows where that's going to go. I think people are like, at the moment, that show is getting more toxic because everyone seems to be having some serious issues. So I think there is that. But yeah, I just had to bring up the pop culture news. I know we said we weren't going to, but it was just too...
No, I'd been seeing bits and pieces and I was like, I don't really know who she is, so I'm not going to watch this video, but thank you for the gist.
Yeah, no. But I think it also flows in with like what we want to talk about today, with the craziness of just reality TV.
Ohio.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, OHIO.
No, I'm really intrigued because they never spoke about this. Like we had religion mentioned, like God mentioned, but nobody was explicitly Mormon on that show. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there probably was.
And they just never
mentioned it. Yeah. Because I'll be honest, like the more the more Midwest they've been with this show.
Right, isn't Salt Lake City in Utah?
Crap, I thought it was Ohio.
It's in Utah.
It's Utah.
I said Ohio earlier. It's my fault, maybe.
Oh, anyway, they're all
Americans.
Yeah, it's all Midwest.
Yeah.
The more Midwest they've gone, the more I've disliked Love Is Blind.
100%. It's too white now.
Yeah.
No,
it's true.
And I'm using white as a derogatory term here. Yeah. I'm not even talking about race. I'm talking about the essence of whiteness, which is very dull.
Yeah, and monolithic. That's it. It's very monolithic. Even the black couple on this show is actually one of them wanted to be.
it just and it's all of the worst traits and all of the worst parts of dating. Yeah. It doesn't actually fill you with like hope or love, or you're not really and this goes for another reality TV show, which we might talk about, which is The Age of Attraction. Yeah. But there is a hopelessness to these Netflix dating shows at the moment. And I feel like they are leaning entirely into that.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like, again, the reason why, and we always talk about it, the reason why Series 1 worked and even some of the earlier series worked is because they balanced out love and drama. Mm-hmm. But with each season, the ratio of love and drama seems to skew more to drama and more to ridiculousness, to the point where with this series, transparently, they brought one couple back. That Vic and Christine were not supposed to be on the show, but because they realized that this show was going to have no couples who were going to make it down the aisle, I believe that they brought them, or they picked them to come back. That's what they were put into the little hut in Florida instead of going to Mexico for this series, because they knew they weren't going to get any couples, and it can't be another year of no couples at the end.
Okay, my theory is that they follow they follow them all in quotes. Yeah. But I agree with you. Their main couples get to go to Cabo. Everyone else doesn't.
Ooh.
And that's why technically their timeline matches up with everyone else. Yeah. But they were not thought of as a main couple.
No.
Which is why so much of the footage is shot on the phone.
True.
And then they do have the moments like where he meets her mom.
Yeah.
That one scene where they're outside and she's like, "What do you think about me raising black children?" You're like, God, I don't care. I don't care about this conversation.
Yeah.
But of course, it's good for you to show because they seem like mature people having a mature conversation. Yeah, but... Like I get it. And I think that's because there was people following them, but that's like the B team.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because even when there's scenes where they're all together, like all the couples, they look so much like backgrounds.
Yeah.
And the way it's shot, you can really tell they weren't supposed to be a main couple. Like every now and again, you hear Christine going like, "Yeah," and that is what they've cut.
It was in the moment where Chris, I think it's Chris. Oh no, when I can't remember his name, but the guy who's with Amber.
Amber, Jordan.
Jordan is talking about like, I'm really scared to meet her daughter. Vic is just in the background rolling. It's not even part of the conversation. It's so like, yes, you've got your A team, and obviously those people have now interactions because they were all in cupboard together.
Yeah, true.
Everyone else is here, and it's like, I don't have a problem with you, we're friendly. True. But even in the reunion, when people talk about, I've made some really close friends here, they're never talking about Christine, and they're never talking about Vic.
No. I mean, perfectly honest, they kind of won because, I mean, I'm not saying that getting married was the prize, but like,
I mean, on the show,
on the show it's positioned like that. But I think the fact that they were able to kind of isolate and go somewhere else, maybe that was beneficial for their relationship.
I think it would have been beneficial for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. I think because if they'd gone and isolated themselves and realized, I don't know who this person is, I shouldn't be in this relationship, I'm going to go. Because a whole bunch of them should not have even made it past, like,
out the pod.
Yeah. Oh no.
They shouldn't have made it out the pod.
Should we maybe we can do a quick fire round of some of them.
Yeah.
We just talked about Christina and Vic.
Yeah.
Like,
there isn't much to say.
They seem like a sweet couple.
They love God.
And I love God. But sometimes I thought there was a lot of God.
There was a lot of God, and in a way that felt very like God was filling that absence between the two of their personalities.
Yeah, but maybe we just weren't able to see it. Like, I'm sure they had footage of them just having fun, but at times...
Bowling, yeah.
Yeah, him in the background.
He was having a great time.
Yeah, exactly. But there was also sometimes when Vic was like almost too serious. I was like, crack a smile.
I felt that the whole time. The two of them gave very, this is an interview. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm treating this like a work task.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's what you need in order to make it down the aisle. Is like, you actually just need to be serious. Don't be joking and
give me focus.
Let me see your penis. Let's talk about what we're actually going to do if we get married. Which a lot of people clearly did.
Maybe we need a balance. Like, you need a bit of the Vic and Christine part, but then you also need to be like, we're going to have fun and just joke. And like, I do believe you have those serious conversations in the pods, which they did. They had a lot of conversation. You could tell that they had a very similar upbringing in times. Like, there's some parallels in their upbringing. But one thing, I'm just missing like a joke or a bit of humor or a bit of like wit or banter or like flirting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Vic was really handsome.
He was.
And Christina's an attractive... I think they make a really handsome couple.
They do.
For two people who didn't know what they were going to look like, it's kind of worked out in terms of like, this could be a much weirder pairing for sure. But of all the pairings there, it's like you two seem evenly matched.
Yeah. I mean, some people were like trying to be like, oh, this is the new Lauren and Cameron. I was like, no,
don't be silly.
No, please calm down.
Because there's no charm.
No.
That's the problem. There's no charm there.
Yeah.
You're not charmed by them. Doesn't feel like you went on a roller. And again, it wasn't. Lauren and Cameron weren't a roller coaster, but there were hurdles.
Yeah, exactly. He had to rap in front of
the dad. She really was worried about whether her dad would like him. It felt like that. There was tension there.
Yeah.
He had to. It gave that whole scene more stakes, right?
Even though they really did try at the wedding to do that whole like tension. Is she going to say yes? And I was like, I don't know. I knew she was going to say yes, but I was doubting it. Oh, is she 100% going to say yes?
Like, that makes sense. It was the first season. We didn't know if any of these people were going to say yes. The experiment is wacky to us as well. We're like, all these people might still say no.
Yeah.
And it felt like a win. It felt like, oh, this is why we went on the journey.
Exactly.
Again, even with Amber Barnett, she literally said to him, I am broke as hell.
And he was like, I'll pay your bills.
And they're still going strong.
Still going strong. So there is that. Okay, Amber and Jordan. So one issue I had with the pods, and I always have this issue, is that most of the time, you know what you want in terms of your partner. You have your deal breakers. And you have the things that your boundaries, basically, of what you would date and what you would not date. Jordan said in the pods that he does not want to date or marry someone who has kids. He said it already. Amber has a child. Why were they still talking? That was his big deal breaker. Now, I'm not saying like, that sounds very, very blunt and, very like black and white. But what we know from now, like, hindsight, it's 2020, whatever. And the child wasn't the reason why they broke up. I think they have the compatibility. But I just wish that he had expressed that to her, like, clearly.
I think Jordan's issue was when he said he didn't want to date someone with kids, that wasn't the most accurate version of his truth.
Yeah.
I think Jordan wanted someone who was going to come party with him.
True.
And he had internalized that as, and if you have a kid, you can't do that. So I don't want to date someone with kids. Yeah. Realistically, he liked Amber. She was fun.
Yeah.
And so he was thinking, maybe I can still have my party girlfriend.
Yeah.
She just happens to have a kid.
Yeah.
But the version of I feel like he couldn't understand that someone could have a fun personality and be a good time, but not want to be in the club 24/7.
True.
That was what was missing for him.
My funniest part, apart from like the wedding day where he was sweating bullets and he was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then him telling, I think it was his sister, like, I just want to go out and I just want to be close to Columbus so that I can go out and
see
see my friends and go to the bars. And as soon as he said that, I was like, we are misaligned. Like, why are you even saying that? Like, you don't know Amber at all. Like, that is not the kind of woman that she is. You've been to her house. You know her lifestyle is not like that. For the most part, I really liked Amber's character. But maybe because I kind of related to some.
Which is not.
It's not a bad thing.
I liked Amber.
Yeah.
I actually liked Jordan. I was like, oh, there is a version of these two people that work out great, right?
True.
He brings out a sort of fun-loving, more relaxed side out of her, out of a person who has had to be very rigid and very structured because she is a parent.
Yeah.
Yes, she co-parents with her child's father, but still, when you are with your child, it's just you, right?
Yeah.
You're a parent and you have a job, and that is a thing where, like, you can't ever just be like, yeah, I'm going to sack this off today. Your kid has to go to school.
Yeah.
You have to go to work.
Exactly.
And it felt like Jordan was like, would be like a source of just like, oh, and after that, a hard day, or after having to like argue with your kid to get in the bath, you would get to come downstairs and like sit next to your big teddy bear of a husband and be silly for like an hour before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
But the problem with that, and in the same way that Jordan, she had maybe a similar problem to Jordan then in that sense, which is she wanted someone who would come and fit into her life, and he wanted someone who would come and fit into his. And there was no meeting in the middle because there's only so much stretch you can do when you have a child.
True.
He needed to meet her where she was, and he didn't want to give up anything. And that's a choice that he made.
Yeah.
And that was a choice that he made, like you said, when he had the thought of, I don't want to be with someone who has a kid. Not because he has a problem with kids, because he's a kid himself.
Very true.
Because he wants to be able to go to club with his friends.
And maybe he's just not ready.
He's not
ready. Yeah. And definitely not ready for a woman like Amber. Like, not at all. Like, she has had, not the best history of relationships. I think she gave the example with, her daughter's father. And so she has very high walls, trust issues. And like, she needed a lot of reassurance. And I think you saw that in some of the debates and the arguments that they had, where she's, the fact that she found out about him not wanting children or being with someone that had a child, she found out a lot later, or him being nervous about losing a child. Like, that was for her walls were back up again. I think it was probably like softening and everything like that. And as soon as he said it, she was like, oh, nope. And then she left and then just completely like dismissed him. And that part was like, whoa, there is ways to handle conflict, and this is not the healthiest way of handling this conflict at all.
Yeah.
I liked her because she had like really funny quips, and she like, when Chris was being a dickhead, she was just like, yeah, she really stood up for her friend, and that's why I liked her.
Yeah, but she would be a good friend. She is. You can see she is a good friend.
And you see in the reunion, bar her storming off, because we're going to talk about that.
Yeah,
you could tell she definitely supported the Jess when none of the other girlies did at all. She let Brittany know what was going on when none of the other girlies let her know either. No. So like, I think from a friend perspective, she's great. From a relationship, still a bit of work needs to be done in that.
Yeah, you're a different person.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, you can be the world's best friend and then like a really tricky person to love.
Yeah.
Because your energy towards that man is different. Now I'm putting my heart in your hands.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. And I just don't want to be vulnerable. Like, yeah. You have to do that, girl.
Exactly. So in the same way, I think she is ready in a very practical sense, in that like she is mature, but emotionally I don't think she's completely ready to be to do that. And I think there's been a lot of discourse online I've noticed about like her being on the show, and then in a wider sense, people with children who come on the show. And I know that this might feel unfair. Because I'm not saying this because I don't think that married people with children don't deserve love, because they absolutely do. But I do agree that it is absolutely wild for you to come onto a show where you are going to marry a stranger within 2 weeks and bring that person into your house with your child.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's insane.
I agree. I think if you were on a dating show that was much longer...
It didn't end in marriage,
that allowed you to bring your child. I just find it so weird to introduce children so early into a relationship. I really, really do. Again, I don't have that experience, but there's so much vetting that you have to do in general when you're dating, and then when you have a child, it's like the vetting has to be like on another level, because it's not just you in this relationship, because it's you and the child, or you and the children. So there's so many other things involved. It's you, the children, and the person's ex-spouse and their family. Yeah. And there's just so many things you have to think about. So I agree with you that I think in this type of environment,
it's too complex a process to be reduced down to what is required from the show.
Yeah, I agree.
And for that reason, as much as I like Amber, I do think that like that needs to be a different show.
Yeah, I agree. So for Love is Blind Brazil, because I do love watching different. I try to watch different franchises. So they did Love is Blind, Brazil for like older contestants, which I actually really enjoyed. And so, of course, it's slightly different because they probably were like 45 plus. Most of them had children, like adult children already. And so they did they did the same experiment, same duration. Yes, the children were involved, but by this point, these are adults. So none of them were living at home. So they were just there kind of more to vet the potential spouse, make sure it's good, and then, just wish the parents the best. And I think it worked for some of the couples. I think some of the couples did end up saying yes. I don't know if they are still together. But that was the only time where it kind of made sense, because like the children were not necessarily like the child in a traditional sense. They were more like guardians and friends and advisors to the parents, versus like in the case of Amber, that child must have been like 3 or 4, and then watching
her mom. Like 8.
Oh, okay. So, sorry, she wasn't that young.
Yeah.
But to the point where she's watching like her mum tell a guy like, "Don't worry, you can say no if you want to," which was
watching her mum tell that. Then the thing from the union where like he left without saying goodbye, which the energy at the reunion was like, you should have said goodbye. It's like, that is on you as the parent to then be like, okay, I understand you and me aren't together anymore, but we now have to also manage how we're going to break that to my daughter. So what is going to be required is that like, I'm going to give you two some time so that you can, say goodbye to her, and like maybe you guys can do one last fun thing together, and then that will be that, right? And then whatever's left, I will deal with. That is part of parenting. And then it felt at the reunion like she was being like, this was on you to know. But why would you expect the person who doesn't have a child to know how best to write? I mean, his response was also shit, I felt, because he was like, well, it's not my kid, so I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But also I feel like he checked out the relationship, so he was like, oh yeah, bye.
Yeah. I mean,
but she had to manage that.
Yeah, no, I do agree. They were together for 4 months?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Absolutely. And it sounds like they weren't together.
No.
And nothing to me feels like the kiss of death more than you're staying in your house, I'm staying in my house. We are people who've known each other for 2 weeks. It'd be different if we've been together for 8 years.
Yeah, exactly. But and I've seen actually with most of the couples where they live apart, they never reunite. The last one that did it was that couple from series 3 or 5. I can't remember. They lived separately. Then they eventually moved in together. And then they divorced.
Yeah,
it's one of those things like you actually have to commit straight away. It's like almost like you don't want it to fall apart. You need to be actually continuing to date, continuing to live with each other, and like almost like forcing the relationship to continue to stay strong, because that first year is so critical as well.
The relationship has to be your priority.
Yeah, 100%.
And going back to Amber and Jordan, it wasn't their priority for either one of them. Your child is your priority, there's nothing wrong with that. And for Jordan, going to a couple of his friends was his priority.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that, I'm also going to say there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, why is that a bad thing?
No, but you just need to find a woman in the pod that was down for that.
He shouldn't have been in the pod.
No.
Because a relationship is not your priority right now. That's why you don't have a wife. You're on the show looking for a wife, but you don't really want a wife.
Yeah.
You just want to partner. You want a partner that's going to be low effort.
So you want a girlfriend?
You want a
you want a situationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
But one who is available when you want and need her.
So basically,
and then doesn't require anything of you.
Okay, so that's
a blow up doll.
Yeah.
Huh? No, that is. I feel like I've figured it out. That is the problem with modern dating. Everybody is so focused on the individual.
Yeah.
And their idea of getting a partner is someone who's going to come into their life and not thinking that you also have to give something to that person.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what do you do for me? What do you do for them?
Yeah.
It's not even what do you do for me? What do I do for you? What do we do for us?
Yeah.
We're us now.
Yeah.
We have to make decisions together for the best of the two of us. And that is, if you've been living by yourself, living your life, doing exactly what you want, everything's perfect.
That is to be hard.
Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, it's true. The idea of compromise Jesus.
Why?
Yeah.
When I could just go home and do things the way I want to do
Yeah.
things.
Why are you telling me that I have to text you where I'm going?
Why are you telling me we have to go to your mum's house? I don't want to see your mum. Why would I want to see your mum? That's your mum. Oh, because she's our mum now. Because we are in a relationship. And if we are going to get married and we are going to start a family, she's going to be your mum.
Who's a we? There's a lot of we in this.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the game. And the more you say the we, the more you can feel yourself checking. I don't want to be here.
Oh, no. I feel, and I think this season really emphasized it, there's a massive disparity between the women and the men. Like when Jordan went to Amber's house and he was like, wow. And then Amber went to Jordan's house and she's like, what the heck is this?
There's 100% there's a disparity, but I think the selfishness runs both ways.
Oh, yeah.
The actual selfishness.
Yeah. Like, I like my house. Oh, and I like my house. Like, I like that I have a keg in the...
Yeah, I like that I don't have a headboard. Yeah, you do. That's what you like. And I'm saying, I'm not going to live with someone who doesn't have a headboard. Yeah. So now what?
True. So, I mean, first was Amber and Jordan. And then if we move to Jessica and Chris...
Again, let's apply the formula from last time.
Yeah.
Relationship needs to be a priority. I think Jess was ready
100%.
to make a relationship her priority. Yeah. Chris wanted...
What did Chris? Chris wanted to go from Pilates.
Chris wanted to go down Pilates.
Yeah.
Chris is a deeply insecure man.
Oh. 100%.
And what he wanted was someone that everybody else would want.
Yeah.
What he wanted was to feel like he got the best one. I don't think he was interested in marrying whoever it was. I don't think he was interested in a long-term relationship. I think he was interested in getting his ego stroked.
Yeah.
And I think he was happy with Jess until he saw everyone else.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The Brie that he said was so hot. Me personally, if you put Brie and you put Jess side by side and you ask me to pick, I'm picking Jess.
100%.
But that's my taste.
The thing is, because I started to lose track of all the names, when he kept saying Brie, I was like, who on earth is Brie? And then they turned around, I was like, Brie. I was like, oh. What?
Maybe I'm not. Maybe Brie, is a higher 10.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not from
I just don't see it. I don't see it.
She's not a London 10, but she's definitely apparently
a higher 10.
She's a Chris 10 at least.
Yeah, exactly.
We never got to find out if she even does Pilates.
I was so thinking that's the whole time I was thinking, but does she do Pilates though? Like I don't and.
Because it's not about the Pilates.
No, it's literally...
He wanted someone who his friends would be jealous of.
Yeah.
And if we want to talk about classically attractive people, Brie is what? Tall and slim and blonde. That's it. But that's all she has on
Jess. But even there's some girls who was tall and blonde, they were getting humbled in this season.
A lot of them girls got humbled this season.
So I feel like for me, Chris, it's so weird because in the pods, I never saw a flag. He was given just calm, and maybe it was the edit. Like he was given like relaxed and calm, and and okay, yes, he was dating Brie and just at the same time, but so was Connor was dating Brie, so they kind of like almost like agreed, like you take Brie as I take Jess. Like everything seemed very hunky dory, calm until one day he just decided not to come home.
And because he went to her house.
Yeah, exactly.
The discourse online is that man went to that woman's house and said, "Oh, she does not need me."
Yeah.
Which is true. But then has she lied about that? I'm a doctor. 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 I'm a doctor.
Her house is beautiful.
House is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She said, here are my priorities. I care about my family, so I've bought a place where all of my family can come and spend holidays. I've built the place up. It's my home. It's my sanctuary. I can't wait for you to come and be
exactly.
here. And did she ever even go to his house? We never got to see her go to his house.
She never. No.
That man don't have no home.
No. As soon as he walked into the house and said, "Huh, I have to come and move in here."
He would have to.
Yeah.
Because where he lives.
So that was it. And it was a wrap. And I felt for her because the way he talked about her, and then what was worse, the way he talks about her to everyone else.
Disgusting.
It was absolutely horrible. Like talking about how she has sex. Like
it was disgusting.
It was just so vile.
She did not drag him enough for me.
No.
Because you're right. I feel like because he came to the reunion and looked like he was going to pass out, vomit and shit himself and cry at the same time, I feel like everybody ended up being slightly easier on him. Again, not that they were easy on him, and Amber still got in his ass, but the energy felt very much like it wasn't nice what you've done to Brie's boyfriend because he was your mate and you was dogging him out because you wanted his girlfriend. Why is that the focus?
when
Hello.
He just
the woman he was engaged to, he talked to her, made her feel he was genuinely trying to put her down.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If it was that he had just been like, okay, we spent some time together, I've realised here's your personality, here's my personality, don't match. Yeah. That's one thing. I want to go, does polite. You pushed on it to the point where it's like, you might as well just say, I think you're fat and ugly. I think you're a fat, ugly bitch.
The way that I had to go back and look at the other episodes, like when she was in the bikini, I was like, what is he on about? There's nothing
wrong with that.
Absolutely nothing. It was just so degraded. And during the reunion, I was seeing like all the conversations online that Nick Lachey really got at Chris. Like this season of this reunion, they fight the Lachey's.
Nick was awake.
The Lachey's came to work this time. And I watched it, and I was like, yeah, there was a bit of it.
More than they would have done on any other season, for sure.
Mind you, some of the previous seasons really required some lashes. People actually needed some lashes, and no one got it. But this one is like, he's there going into Chris, you betrayed your boy. This is boy code. I'm like, what about girl code?
Because ultimately, you guys don't... Ultimately, socially, we do not care if men speak badly about women. Mm-hmm.
But but boys, if you do something to your boy...
They spent more time talking about the Britney, Devontae, Brie, Ashley and Priyanka going on the trip than they did about this man telling people, I feel like you have to like the person you have sex with. I could not imagine having sex with this person for the rest of my life. Like, is this the best sex of your life? Because that wasn't given.
That was wild.
You rat.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You are the ugliest man on this fucking stage.
Honestly, every time I kept seeing pictures.
I would get rolled by every single one of these men before
touching you. The thing is, what was making me laugh, because I didn't realize how small he was. And then there was a scene, the same scene where just before he was starting to hit on Brie, where like Amber's there, I think Jordan's there, and you see him like there, like tiny. And I was like, I did not realize how small you were. And Amber's like literally crying over him, going like, yeah, like, you're nothing, basically. I just realized...
I felt like I was living in a parallel universe.
Honestly, I was like, you're talking, but look at you, leprechaun.
A literal dog is yapping.
Yes, exactly.
Someone's little chihuahua is yapping, and you guys are giving the yapping dog time of day. Exactly. When those three girls were standing there, be like, so you said you're looking for Balati, this girl, yeah. And he was like, yeah, I feel like I get that.
They're not your friends. They're not your friends at all.
Those three... rats.
Bin.
Those three are rat girls.
Tomatoes.
Literally garbage human beings.
Exactly.
And I know you're not supposed to say that because we don't know them personally, but the way they behaved in that moment, the way that they behaved in their respective relationships, and then the way that they behaved at the reunion. But Ashley, for some reason, Ashley ended up coming out. The way that Brie was like, I didn't realize we had to tell you if we're going on a holiday with Devontae. You're lucky. Well, maybe you're not lucky. I don't know Britney like that. If that was me and you had said that about me, I would have actually had to grab me on that stage. Exactly. They would have had to take me off.
Yeah.
Rather than me walking off, they would have to take me off. Exactly. Because who the fuck are you talking to?
It's just wild, honestly.
Like, they think they're so bad. It gives high school. Yeah. Haha, we're the popular girls. Why? Because and this is what, go back to the clearly whatever the Ohio 10s are. Ashley and Brie consider themselves the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
They did not like Britney.
No.
Because she was actually the baddest bitch.
Yeah.
And they loved that Devontae came to them. And was putting them on a pedestal. And giving them the attention that they expected, because they came in there thinking that they was going to be the baddest bitches there.
Exactly. And that's why Brie was lapping it up when Chris was like, you're my type. Like, what can I do for you? Can't do anything.
Do you want to go I'll take you to the 4 seasons. Is that the sexiest place on the planet?
Can he even afford the 4 seasons?
The man's in debt.
We found that out. We found that out, exactly.
Talking to his ex, nasty as well. That man hates women.
No, he doesn't at all.
He hates women. He hates women. He had more of an apology, teary-eyed apology for Brie's man than he did for Jess, who he actually did dirty. Why? Because he doesn't like women.
No.
Doesn't like them.
No. And the thing is, Connor, so Brie's,
let's go on to
Brie's boyfriend. He's not Brie's boyfriend because they matched. Matched the pod. They were going all the way to engagement. A few days before, Bree's like, I'm
better than you.
I'm better than you. I'm going to chew you up, because he works as a dumpster person.
Which you knew when you matched with him.
Exactly. The thing is, when he first said it, I thought it was a joke, but then actually legit, he does.
And what's the problem?
No, because he's probably making bread.
Because you're wearing a cape jacket, you think you're bad.
No.
What? Because I don't wear suit to work. You can talk to me crazy.
So dumb.
The way she was dragging this man's house, his house was fine. He had a keg in the garage, so we should kill him.
Yeah.
He's trash, constantly talking down to him, constantly talking to him,
it was really...
referring to him as a boy. Oh, he's a boy. When her mum was like, well, he's not a boy, he's a man.
He's a man, yeah. The thing is, weirdly, the edit that Connor got in the pods is what you would probably expect from Chris after the pods.
It was a bit of a fuckboy.
Well, yeah, it really was, because he was not mocking around, but he was dating Bree, Emma, and someone else at the same time. And there was a couple of scenes where he was basically saying very similar things to them, like
yes,
is dating, so that get to know them. But it was given very much like copy and paste. He breaks it off with Emma and then continues and pursues Bree. And so me, they did a lot of banter, jokey, and I love a bit of banter, as we talked about it. Like, that's a bit of banter, a bit of negging, but sometimes the negging went too far.
I have a theory.
Go on.
Connor likes that. Connor was looking for a woman who was going to step on his dick.
Yeah, and Bree would 100% do that. Yeah.
The only reason why this man is still here is because he likes it. All of us are sitting here being like, get up, Connor, get up. Because I agree with you. Sometimes the banter was given, watch your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. One wrong move. Yeah, exactly.
Like I agree with you. I don't mind a bit of banter, but sometimes and often when you are bantering someone, you are going to cross the line because you don't know where the line is, and they have to pull you back. He never said anything.
No.
He just let her say whatever she wanted. That conversation where she was breaking up with him, and you're like, are they breaking up? And he had nothing to contribute to that conversation. Sans, well, I'll be here when you're ready. I said, okay. Either she has given him the time of his life, and he's like, and I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying with this. Or you were looking for a woman who was going to talk to you like dirt because you get off on that.
Yeah, and which...
You get off on that.
It is, because we come to find out, surprise, they're still together.
He left his house, by the way, which he owned.
Oh, yes.
To get an apartment that they refer to as the basement. That he lives in now, so he can be near her. He said,
literally uprooted.
What life? I'm yours.
That's crazy.
I'm ready to be yours when you are ready to have me. What a fantastic situation for Bree, who, like we were saying, relationships are about compromise, has not had to change anything in her life whatsoever.
Bree lives under the idea that you want a man that loves you more. And I think that's her.
I also think she doesn't like that. The reason why she, because remember when they're on the train and she's like, you love me so much. I just like, wow, I feel like you've been brought into my life so I can learn that people love people. Some people really love people so much. That part of her was like, I'm not used to this and I don't know what to do with it.
Wow. I got the impression of more like, I love that you love me. Because I don't love you as much, but you love me.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think she loved him as much, but I feel like she didn't love him as much because he loved her.
Yeah, and she didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, she didn't know what to do with it.
And that's a really interesting
Which is why the way she responded to Chris being a dick.
Yeah, she was like,
tickled, but she stayed in that conversation for such a long time because she was getting something out of hearing him talk badly about Chess, about him tell her that she was sickening, about him being like, your man's shit, your man ain't shit. Your dad wants to be a real man. I'm a real man. Does your man have this? That was the most awake I saw her. I never even saw her eyes that open when Connor was speaking to her.
But there's so much to unpack with that. Like, that guy was a good man, Savannah. Like, we came to find out that Connor was a good man. And what was the reason? Like, why was she so tickled by Chris?
Because even at the beginning,
because she sensed that he was an F-boy, and she was like, "Well, I know I'm going to get hurt by this, but I'm happy to do this because I know what the outcome is." Whereas this guy telling me that he loves me, like, he's in it all the way through. He's fully committed, and I'm not 100% sure.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
We are so primed as women to be the people that know what we want.
Yeah.
And in a situation where the other person actually is 100% down, would marry you in a heartbeat, it's now that your decision is being held up to a spotlight, and you're realizing there's lots of holes in this. There's lots of holes in this because there's a version of me that wants a person like Chris.
Yeah.
I want someone who will push back on me. I want someone who will do ice baths. Like, the details always feel so petty, but what I feel like, if you get underneath it, it's like, I want someone who's a bit more of an asshole.
Yeah.
And who I feel like I have to work to get.
Yeah.
And Connor doesn't require any work because he just wants to be there.
Yeah. He wants to just live a calm life.
And if she was a good person, I would be like, I'm rooting for this journey that she's on where she's going to learn that she deserves an easy life. All of us deserve easy life. It's not every day that, you have to be fighting with your man and then 2 days of the week is good, but 7 of the days, 5 of the other days is awful. Yeah. And that is the best that you're going to get. But because I feel like she's a brat, I do not think that this is a lesson she needs to learn. I think the lesson she needs to learn is being a brat doesn't get you what you want. And right now she's kind of getting what she wants. Yeah.
The things that it's sad, and I couldn't believe that I was feeling like sorry for Connor, but I'm sad that Connor is maybe, what they call it, the when something happens and he's dead, the leftover, not the something. Doesn't matter.
I get what you mean.
The word there's a specific term of like people that are the leftover, not the leftover.
Kind of like the runner-up?
No, not the runner-up. They're like the damage, not damaged goods. It's really gonna bug me. The casualty, collateral damage.
Oh, casualty.
That'll be the collateral damage, because he's gonna have to see he's gonna have to experience this potential heartbreak while she's still figuring herself out, or she's gonna keep on breaking up with him, getting back together with him, breaking up with him. Every time she's
not gonna get someone better than him.
No, she's always gonna
they will end up together.
Yeah. And then, but he will be so beaten down, and then she'll be like,
I think he's invigorated by being beaten down.
Oh, they're perfect.
I think he wants a strong woman
for each other.
Yeah. I think he wants a strong woman. I think he thinks strength is this thing of a woman being like, I'm going to be with you, I'm not going to be with you. I wear the trousers in the situation. I tell you where we need to go. He barely spoke at the reunion.
No, he didn't.
I'm finding out now. I thought they were going on a girls' trip. I'm finding out now it wasn't. I'm finding out now that Devontae went on the trip with them. This guy didn't even look remotely troubled. No. So if she's allowed to keep secrets from you, when the secrets come out, you're not going to respond or react to it. It's because he's still thinking in his head, I don't want to blow this incredible opportunity that I have. And all of us on the outside are like, what incredible opportunity.
The thing is, when that scene with Bria and Chris happened, I was like, look, if Connor and Bria are together now, I'm questioning whether they would be still together after watching that scene and watching how she behaved in the show. But then we found that they are still together, and that probably didn't do anything.
When that scene happened, after I went on TikTok and I saw someone saying like, oh, after this, like, they're going to be done. Yeah. And then there was a comment saying like, oh, Connor's already spoken about this. He said that this scene brought them together.
Okay, so you know what?
And that's what I was like.
We can't help him because he had no heat. But the person who had the most heat on this show, man-wise, Alex. Do you know what's really annoying?
You was like, that's a bit of me.
No. Before the show started, like in the pods, if you had put all the men on the lineup and got them to close their mouths, Alex would have been number one.
For who?
For me.
Yeah, and that's why I said.
I do you know what?
He's a bit of you. You said no.
No, but you know also who I kind of like had a soft spot for was Jordan as well. Big teddy bear dude. Because in my head I was thinking maybe when the doors open and she's like, oh God, he's big. But actually he like she loved it. But Alex was definitely a bit of me until he opened his mouth. And then the lies and the disjointed stories and then the attitude he brought to that reunion absolutely was crazy. As soon as Nick was like, Alex, what are you doing? What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm like,
bring up the lies. Tell me what I lied about.
What did I lie about?
Who the fuck do you think you're talking
to? I was like, chill. That's why they couldn't get in on him. Because they were like...
They couldn't.
Yeah, because he was ready.
Yes.
He was...
And you know what? They weren't ready. They should have rolled the tape.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what do you mean bring in? They're like, oh, I'll show you. Roll the tape.
That was, yeah.
Roll the tape. They watched the show.
They should have 100% had the package for Alex. 100%. But I think he was ready. Like he was ready already. Then they saw how he did Chris, and they were like, oh, he's gonna come for me like hard. Then he was ready, and also the way he was dressed when he walked out.
I was literally about to say something, and I don't think you're gonna like it.
Go on.
I don't know if you guys remember the episode where Shoshana was saying the sexiest thing a man could wear is like a black coat. Of course you liked Alex. What was his style? White shirt and some trousers. You're sick. You like that man wearing a polo t-shirt. You said that's a bit weak.
No, I didn't. Wait, I'll say the way
that's what he wore the whole season.
No, what I'm trying to say is this. When he walks out,
men dressed like
no, hold up,
like his mum dressed him.
Hold up. When he walked in, like everyone came in with like suits, tux, beautiful formal dresses. He came in polo t-shirt and trousers because I said, I was like, this guy is ready to fight. I really knew that.
He came with his hair in a ponytail and his Nike Air Forces on, ready to fight.
Honestly, I'm ready. And then also the way he looked at the wedding, I was like, this guy was never going to say yes. He had lint in his beard. He looked unkempt. Like, it looked, and the suit was ill-fitted.
His personal, I don't know what his style, his personal hygiene, whatever it is, from the start of the season to the end, plummeted.
Honestly.
I don't know whether he's only able to dress himself nice if he thinks he's going to have sex at the end or what.
Or go to be on the football field.
But the way he turned up to his wedding, compared to how he turned up to the reveal or to cover, I said, what?
Honestly.
I was like, did he have a mental breakdown like halfway through the show?
Maybe.
Like, what has happened?
It was wild. And the thing is, you only really start to see it when they get into the houses. Like, oh, this is not adding up. Like in the pods, I thought he was a good-looking guy. He seemed to be interested in Ashley. And during that reveal, I was like, this is probably conventionally in Ohio and in white America, this is the most beautiful couple out there. They're tall, she's blonde, he's good looking. He was a football. I mean, what part of football he got? He was a soccer player, or football for us.
Yeah, football for us
player. Even though my guy could never stop talking out of football analogies, to the point where I was like, shut up! Like, you didn't even make it to. Okay, you made it.
This is sometimes what happens when your focus was playing, kicking balls at school instead of studying. Now you can't talk about anything other than that, and you can't talk normal. You can't tell people. You can't. The reason why people think you're lying. Imagine if he hasn't been lying. The reason why people think you're lying is because you cannot speak properly.
True.
You are unable to communicate effectively what you mean.
Yeah.
So people keep calling you a liar, then you're getting more vexed. The only time you're able to communicate effectively is when you want to be rude to people. Huh?
Yeah. Because when he told Priyanka, like, why are you here?
So if this is a relationship issue, why are you here?
That was what the things. Because I mean, he collected her, but truly, I feel like she could have really gone back and been like, this is a relationship because you guys ain't gonna be together by the end of this.
I'm here because your partner isn't gonna marry you.
Therefore, we can have this conversation.
We're just three single people having a chat.
Exactly. Honestly. But Priyanka really, she made up for her. She got her 10 minutes.
Who? Literally.
She got her 10 minutes, yeah. But, yeah, Alex was disappointing. And then the stories, like, everything wasn't adding up in terms of his life, his job, his mom, like, his
dad, his grandparents.
It just didn't add up. And then Ashley was starting to see pieces of it. But one of the funniest moments was Ashley's dad. And he was like,
he got on him.
Yeah. Oh,
he said, "Do you not think?" But then here's my thing. Alex to me reads, okay, he's white, question mark. I don't know. He gives question mark.
Oh yeah, no, he does.
And I think that was part of why Ashley's dad was so hard on him.
Really?
Because he was like, "You're something not quite right."
Yeah, it's like, you're a bit ambiguous.
It's a bit ambiguous.
But I can't tell.
And you're trying to sit across from me and tell me that you're fully white. I don't trust you. Equally, when you were saying, I think they're the most conventionally attractive, I think it probably irritated Ashley even more that he was like, I like dark-haired girls.
True.
Given that she was like, and I wanted a tall, blonde, surfer, and I ended up with an ex-soccer player who never even played football, apparently. It was just on the bench the whole time. Homeless.
Pretty much.
Cannot tell a concise story over where were you for the past 2 years? I was in Berlin, I was in Togo, I was in Timbuktu. I also went to spend some time in Australia. I'm dual citizenship from blah, 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 blah.
It was honestly absolutely
You don't
rubbish.
live anywhere. There's no. Is there even anywhere? There probably is somewhere. But New Zealand, Australia were notoriously quite hard places to get citizenship in.
Yeah.
You said you went there for 2 years.
Well, during COVID as well.
During COVID. So my thinking is his dad must be from New Zealand.
Hopefully one of them.
Because that's the only way you could get citizenship to a country that quickly. Yeah. Otherwise you're lying.
Yeah, most likely.
Why lie about it? Nobody cares.
But I feel like he gets a thrill from it. Like when football didn't happen.
Because he thinks it sounds impressive.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't live...
Where do you live though? And also, like, Love is Blind. Like, we need to stop hiring, like, getting people who are not from the States. Yeah, off LinkedIn and off the state. Because, who are not in the state. Because all these people were not, most of them weren't even living in Ohio.
But that makes sense then if they were finding them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, true. They put it as LinkedIn, they put it as Ohio, but they're actually from the other side of the US. It just didn't make sense to me, this couple. I mean, sorry, more Alex. And then when Alex told Ashley, you're not my type, I mean, the humbleness that she must have felt like, and also Britney is his type, but then he's also a Trump supporter, which I know they're not mutually exclusive.
Doesn't make sense. No, it actually doesn't make sense.
It just, none of it added up.
It doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
You look like the kind of person they would deport.
Yeah.
You're talking about, if I would have... And you didn't vote.
No. Because if you're walking down the street, I could come and collect you.
You specifically.
Literally, I could collect you.
You look ambiguous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whether you know or you don't know it.
You can't
do not give, I am a fully white man. I am not in any way foreign. So you'd be like, and I would have voted for Trump, crazy.
Yeah.
And I like basically dark-skinned Latino, dark-haired Latino women with big booties and big boobs. But Trump.
Yeah, all that for me was, I was done. I was kind of done.
And it's true, the dad, that whole interaction showed us he was so quick with his answers because he was getting ready to be grilled. And that's, you're always coming from a place of as if you're already in trouble, which is what makes people feel suspicious. Why are you talking like that? Talk like a normal person. Is that how he was talking in the pod? Is that what she fell in love with?
And that's the thing. Maybe we didn't see enough of him in the pods because there was. I mean, I'll be honest, there was a lot of couples because we still had that three-way situation with the two black girls and Kieran, Kavan, and the other woman, and that also took up actually quite a bit
so
of
much time
story and
to end up not even being something that they weren't even barely at the reunion.
Exactly, and they just had a moment. It was like, yeah, we stood together, we rose. I'm so glad for that, and I love that they both were like, Kavan was just.
But also, you guys are doing a bit too much. Like, you won a medal for not choosing a man that didn't choose you.
Yeah, well, for me, transparently, one was trying to appease him too much, and the other one was like, you both pick me, and like, let's be real.
You have the problems that you have. You're not better than anyone because you didn't make it to the altar. What also picked me? That's why he was on the show.
Yeah. So you have to be honest about that.
let's just be real. Like, I think they feel like they've become the warriors of this season, like girl power. It's like, you were on Love is Blind. It was already not going to give. So.
And the thing is, if you really were doing girl power, we would have never seen you because you would have discounted every single one of those men. And then you'd be like, sorry guys, I've got to go.
You gave Kevin so much time talking about girl power.
It was just
because you left at the end.
You should have left it at the beginning. As soon as he was like, I'm still figuring it out. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. I wish you all the best. Talking about black couples, Brittany and Devante.
Black?
That's what Devante said as soon as he saw it. Like, really?
So he did an interview where he said he tried to explain that woman of colour thing by saying that he didn't offer that. The producers in his talking head had asked him, have you ever been with a woman of colour?
Yeah.
Which is why he said, oh, I've never been with a woman of colour. He was like, obviously I wouldn't have just gone to Britney and been like, wow, a woman of colour. Like, I would have been I was like, well, at least he knows that was a really weird turn of phrase.
Yeah.
And it makes more sense now why you just randomly use that phrase.
Never been with a woman of colour. Woman of colour?
Just like, what do you mean by that?
But I'm also of colour.
You are fucking black, you moron. You are a fucking moron. It's tiresome. It's no. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is still discourse around how you categorize mixed race people. Yeah. Obviously, in America, one drop rule, you're black, right?
Yeah.
You also, as we know, that like race isn't just about the color of your skin, right? Mm-hmm. There's cultural things that you engage in that brings that sort of like racial unity. Like if I meet another Ghanaian person, I'm like, oh, it's likely that we had the exact same childhood, if not 90% of it.
Yeah.
But only if your parents were Ghanaian in the exact same way that mine are.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a guy I went to school with who was also Ghanaian, had a very different upbringing to me, and therefore felt connected to her Ghanaian-ness, ethnicity, maybe it's the right word, in a very different way to me.
Yeah.
So, like, it could be that you, yes, happen to be black, have been raised by your white mother, and therefore don't actually feel any kinship, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like when we see those kind of people, they get a lot of shtick from us because we're like, oh, what, you don't even know you're black, blah, blah, blah. We are not giving them the grace of like, it is very different. Like, we didn't choose to engage in our heritage, or we didn't choose to engage in our culture. It was just what we were born into. Yeah. And if that's not what he was born into, it might feel clumsy in his mouth when he says, a woman of colour, or it might not feel as unnatural to us when he says, oh, well, I've never dated a woman of colour. They live in Ohio, first of all.
I do try and give that grace because, your environment, whether you like it or not, does impact your dating. Like, who you're around impacts who you end up dating around.
Yeah.
So I get that. I think because he just kept on bringing it up, like, I know some of it may have been producer-led, because as soon as they've probably heard he hasn't dated a woman of colour, they know that Britney's black. Mm-hmm. They knew this, like, okay.
We keep harping on it. At some point you're going to say something.
Yeah, exactly. But he just kept on bringing it up throughout the course of their relationship. And you could see, it wasn't just him bringing it up like, oh, you're a woman of colour, I've never dated a woman of colour. It was the fact that he kept on, like, blocking any intimacy with her. And she was sitting there confused, going like, why isn't this happening? Why is there no connection? And I don't think he disclosed to her that he just didn't find her attractive. And transparently, Brittany didn't find him attractive either.
But here's where we get into why the two of them are kind of the same person in opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Yeah. He didn't find her attractive and refused to go on a journey where he tried to. Yeah. Right? I think as soon as they got to, again, as soon as they saw everyone else and he realised, well, everyone else got a white girl. Oh. That's not fair.
I'm so done.
So then at this point, he's just in his head, right?
Yeah.
Brittany, on the other hand, wants to be married.
Yeah.
She said, whoever's on the other side of this door, I'm marrying them.
The dress really bought, baby.
I'm marrying them. So when she saw him and he wasn't her type, she said, I can learn to live with it. Oh, he has nice eyes. He has nice eyes. The harping on eyes. And that's why I feel like she's like him. Even the harping, he's got green eyes, he's got green eyes, he's got green eyes. What? So the thing you like about him is the fact that he has green eyes, which is exotic if you think about it, given the fact that he is a black man.
Yeah.
How many black men have green eyes? You're pushing on the green eyes thing in a way that makes me think you don't date men that look like him either.
I would love to see who her previous relationships were.
Alex.
Yeah.
She was dating men that looked like Alex.
And the irony of the situation was because Alex did try to shoot his shot. He did. I'm surprised that she didn't. I mean,
so am I.
It was very early in the situation, like in the dating. But I am surprised that she didn't be like, okay, am I picking up what you're putting down?
That's my man.
Because Devontae, like, I've already committed to him. I know how this will look if I, muck around with you.
And also, have we even had this happen on the show where they get to the
honeymoon,
seeing someone else, those two people then get together, get married and live happily ever after? That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. We've seen so many incidents like Micah and what's his name, Kwame, like just nonsense that happens in the honeymoon, and then they're paying for it throughout the rest of the relationship. So
it doesn't happen.
It doesn't, no.
So I wonder if she was just being smart and like, yeah, you're fit. But, yeah, maybe if you know, it'd be interesting to know what the show would have been like, because I don't think Alex would have been a different person. He still would have been homeless.
Yeah.
So, but I think, again, Brittany wants to be married.
True.
If he told her, but how would his nomadic lifestyle work with Brittany?
No, I just, to me, because she was like, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to have this. Like, I think he would have still been a dickhead. So for her, she dodged a bullet. She really did.
And maybe she could see that when she spoke to him, because he did, again, it was very I usually date women who look like you.
Yeah.
And I'm really struggling to get my head around. Like, it's not giving flirty.
No, it's not. No.
It's just, I'm just factually telling you stuff. Why are you even telling me this?
So me, that was a red flag already. Like, the fact that you left your wife.
To come and tell her you find me attractive.
Yeah, you should have broken up with her. And then maybe later on be like, look, you're on my speed.
But you don't know me.
True.
What you like about me is what I look like, which is the whole point of the show.
But you...
the point of the show is for us to date people not knowing what they look like, so we can actually start to get under the surface and figure out, are you a person I even want to spend the rest of my life with? You don't want to spend he did not want to spend the rest of his life with Brittany. He just wanted to fuck her.
Yeah. I mean, he had the audacity at the reunion to say, like, I was looking for my wife, but I couldn't see her. To Ashley, because he was like, I think Nick was like...
Yeah, but you also was not looking for a wife.
No.
He was looking for a house.
I guess...
Looking for a spare room.
So the homeless team is Chris, him, and then what we come to find out is he's rooming with Devontae, that's also wild.
And now they're shooting content together. You guys are clowns.
I know, that's really...
Shooting content together. He's got a fiance who's pregnant.
Yeah, that's Devontae, yeah.
In the 7 months that you are not well.
No. And they're living in different places. He's living with Alex. She's living with the baby.
There's an overlap as well between his previous girlfriend and this girlfriend and Brittany. It's a mess.
It's really messy. And then what's the other thing I was going to say about Devontae?
Ugly. That's something I'm not even fair. It's making me sick when he was in I don't always like to cuddle. Like, you're getting Brittany sitting here in her head thinking that she's the problem, baby.
It's you. So the issues that they had in their relationship was the prenup thing, because apparently he earned bread.
But she only dropped the final day before they was about to get married.
Exactly. He was trying his hardest to find ways to not get married. And then I'm so sorry, that last episode before the engagement, before the wedding, they sit down and that's when he breaks up with her. He doesn't even break up with her. So throughout the course of this episode, this season, and I think this is the issue with the editing as well, is that they have shown very serious conversations where you are left as a viewer not knowing whether they're broken up or whether this is a major disagreement. So at the honeymoon, Brittany and Devontae have a very serious conversation to the point where I thought they were breaking up.
Yeah, Brittany left the room.
Yeah, exactly. Then they cut to the scene and I was like, oh, they must be done now. Next thing, I see them in the previews for the next batch. So
previews for the next batch, and the next time we see them, they're just hanging out, ha ha, he he.
Exactly. So no continuation. Same thing with Brie and Connor. Like, it took a long time for me to realize, oh, they're breaking up.
Yeah.
And then this conversation, which Brittany, I know this girl is embarrassed because he was trying to break up with her. And the talking heads and the confessionals were cracking me up because she's like,
we're going to be scared forever. We're just not getting married right now, but we are going to get married. And he's like, well, we had a good run. I'm finna check out this whole situation now.
Honestly, like, he was like, I've had some sort of concerns with Brittany. She was like my shadow, like always around.
He talked so bad about this girl.
He made it sound like she was a dog. Like, she was my shadow. She had a wedding dress already. Okay,
basically like, oh, she was a freak.
Yeah. It wasn't.
You're a freak.
Yeah.
You're a fucking freak. You're on honeymoon with the love of your life, apparently.
Yeah.
You acted like someone held a gun to your head. You chose Brittany. You proposed to Brittany.
Yeah.
You had matched with Brittany. You've got to cover now. You're getting up in the morning and going somewhere and leaving her by herself.
Exactly. And then he did it again when they were back in Ohio. Like, oh, I have to go take a walk to think.
Yeah. Oh, before I get married, I need to go away for a few days by myself.
Fam, he was trying to break up.
And because she was so focused on getting married, she's like, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah.
And then what I hate is that there are probably people, who genuinely would take some getting used to being in a relationship like that. Like, I'm not used to being with someone 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm going to need some time on my own.
Yeah.
Who now will get sort of maligned because of someone like Devontae, who is basically trying to subtly break up with you when there are people out there who are like, no, I just need like an hour by myself.
Just a bit of time, yeah.
I like you.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. I feel like I'm getting a headache because I'm not getting any time to process what's going on.
I'm an introvert. I need a bit of energy I need to regain my energy by myself.
So go for a run in the morning.
Exactly. I remember this scene in Sex and the City. Sorry, it's a complete sidetrack. And Carrie and Aiden move in together, and they live in this very small apartment. And every time she'll come back from work, Aiden is there because he's a furniture, designer, and he's always like, "How's your day? What did you do? What, how's life? What's been going on?" And she's just like, "Oh my gosh,
get a life.
Like, leave me alone." And then she kind of compromised with him and said, "Look, I need 1 hour, just 1 hour when I come back from work to talk to no one." And she created like this little place where she demarcates the room so that she has a bit of a curtain. And she's like, "This is just my space." Of course, like, she sees him and she's like, "Oh, can we have a chat?" But I get that. I actually very much relate. Like, maybe the first half an hour I come back from work, I don't need someone to be like, What's your day like? How's it been? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, just have a quick chat, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and change and just spend a couple of hours,
a couple of days,
like a couple of minutes, just like decompressing, and just like not having to perform like I have for the whole day, So it's it's really interesting. But to me, he went to the extreme, and it's mainly because he just didn't like her.
Because he didn't like her.
Yeah.
And I feel like she tried to be so accommodating, and you want to give her props for that. Because I do think in a relationship, you should be accommodating.
Yeah.
But her reasons for being accommodating were entirely selfish. She wanted to be married.
And then talking of accommodating to people's needs, Emma and Mike, like...
Okay, we're not going to talk about her dad.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Very quickly.
Brittany, yeah.
But like,
what were your thoughts on Brittany's dad? Yeah.
I think Brittany's the way she is because of her dad. I think her dad is way too accepting of like, where was the grilling of Devontae? He literally was like, Devontae, I'm going to be your dad now.
Yes.
I know your dad wasn't around, but I'll be your dad. I honestly think Devontae was genuinely considering getting married to her on the basis that he could be with her dad. Even at the reunion when the dad was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
I know you're getting a lot of questions. Do you want to sleep with him?
Yeah, no, it was weird because first I was like, why did we throw the mic to the dad?
Because everyone thought the dad was going to chew him up.
Yeah, he just was like, "I hope you're doing well, son. I hope you're doing well."
And Devontae was like, "Yes, sir."
And then Brittany's just sitting there going, "Okay."
Brittany's dad has gone to collect suit for Connor. Connor, who is the partner of the woman that hates your guts.
You know what? I'm so sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Off here.
Yeah,
something's off. I'm really sorry, like, the whole thing just weird as hell.
Yeah.
And then even hearing they're like, after that horrible conversation that we watched of them not quite breaking up, but breaking up, her at the reading revealing that, like, well, 2 weeks passed, I didn't hear from him. And so I was just texting, like, so are we together or not?
Brittany, you could put this in the archive, man. You
could get that in archives, but also, why don't you have any say over the relationship that you're in? Your 2 weeks have passed, you haven't heard from the man that you've decided is the love of your life. And when you do message him, it's to say, so are we still together or not? Rather than to be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do not ever call my phone again.
Yeah, exactly. But you could tell from that last conversation there was no self-esteem. Like, I really wanted... the whole time I was like, girl, stand up,
It's very interesting because you know, people will say like, oh yeah, girls with like bad relationships with their dad or daddy issues, like, they're more likely to be behaving in this way because they're like, oh, I need someone to come into my life and pray. Your dad is here. And somehow you have ended up also just being... an idiot as well.
So
what's your excuse? I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah. Do you need a man that badly?
I think maybe it's almost a flip thing of like, I've saw my parents who have been in this relationship for like, 20, 30, 40 years, and this is the only image of success that I have been given, like, to get the acceptance from my dad. Like, this is what I need to do, therefore I must get married. But I didn't feel like her dad did like put that kind of pressure.
No, it didn't give that at all.
Yeah, but the dad definitely gave like, do whatever you like. Oh, like, if someone hurts my child, they were just having a bad day. Like,
it's giving very much, turn the other cheek. Yeah. Turn the other cheek all day, every day, for everything. It's a very interesting format because I'm like, oh, I would never be in Britney's position because I will never allow a man to make a fool of me.
Exactly.
Ever! I already have a man making a fool of me and I am stuck with that man because genetically he is my father. You are a choice I've made. I'm going to choose a man who's going to also be... I'm texting him, hey babe, I haven't heard from you in 2...
Like, are we still together? Question mark, question mark? Hearts. What?
The 2 weeks has passed. When you text me, I'm like, who is this? Who is this? I don't know who this is.
The thing is, if she never texted him, he may have never texted her back.
She would never have heard from that man.
She would have heard and seen him in reunion. No, he would have reached out to her just before the reunion to be like, let's get our story straight.
No, she would have got an invite to the baby shower. He would have accidentally sent it to all his contacts.
I'm finished, honestly.
Like...
Yeah, I'm finished, honestly. So, yeah.
Yeah, you were about to move on
to Emma and Mike, who, again, had very unserious compromises.
These 2 pissed me off.
They did. Because,
they pissed me off. While we were watching the show, I was like, oh, I really like Emma.
I did.
I really liked Emma. So I was rooting for Emma to be able to have a lasting love.
Yeah.
The conversations about the children was winding me up.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where I was starting to feel like, can production step in?
Yeah.
How many times are they going to have the exact same conversation and make us watch it? Do you want to have kids? I really want to feel like I'm going to have kids in my future. I don't know. Kids? How about today? Do you want to have kids? I really want to know if kids in my future. I don't know. I feel like you should have kids, though. I feel like you should have kids.
To me, that was frustrating because, again, the frustration I've had over the last couple of seasons, because the issues that came up in the pods were ignored and you just continued.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's be for real. In the pods, Emma had she had 3 choices, or even more. And one by one, they kept on showing their true colours, or they've broken up with her because she was not their top pick. And the last guy standing was Mike.
Mm.
Literally, that was it. And his key requirement was kids. And also, I really, again, going back to like the whole positioning of things like faith, which, again, I love God. But there's a whole like push of family values. Like, it wasn't like, how was your day? What you looking for in the man? It was like, do you want kids? Like, that was like,
there was a lot of that.
Yeah, and it was very interesting. A lot of the rhetoric was coming from the man, like, or from the men, going, "Do you want kids? Do you want kids? Do you want kids?"
It was weird.
It was. It really was. So, yeah.
I wonder if that's because they were older as a bunch.
That is true. Yeah.
But I still feel like it was weird.
Yeah.
Because there's a way of being like, oh, do you see yourself having children at some point? And there's another way of being like, do you want kids? Because I want kids in the next year or 2.
Okay, kids. Want kids? Yeah. And I felt like, Mike, it got to a point where he was like, I'll only propose if you're going to have kids. And she's like, yeah, I'll think about it. And then he proposed. Foolishness. You should have got something definitive, honestly. Because ultimately, what's going to happen, you're going to be changing her mind, which he tried to do all the way to the wedding, where he was like, I just want to stop us right here and talk about kids. I'm like, we're at the wedding.
When he proposed, I thought it was because the reason why it felt like a betrayal to me, the continued pushing with the kids, is when he proposed, I got the impression that he was like, I'm okay with you being unsure.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
But what he meant was, I'm okay with you being unsure today.
But tomorrow,
you need to give me an answer.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yes. That was what... And if I was her, I would have been really pissed off.
Yeah.
Because this is not... Kids is not a thing. Also, like, if that was me, and say I was unsure, leaning towards yes, you asking about it every day, I want kids not with you.
So, yeah.
I want kids with anyone
right back.
but you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
You're bullying me.
Yeah.
You're bullying me into making a decision that is a yes. It's not like he's saying, I don't mind what your decision is, but I would like to know. Like, you do not have to have children.
Yeah. But I
want to have children.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to say X because that's what I want. I'm saying it's good for you to know, because at some point you're going to have to date. You're going to either we will go our separate ways or we'll get together, whatever it is. You should know what you want.
Yeah. But I don't think he gave them that space to be like, you can think, you can have a decision, you can have an opinion. And so at the end of the day, she kind of said, yeah, I'm kind of down for kids. And then he broke up with her because he was like, oh, I wish she had said it sooner. But I was getting fed up with them because I just I didn't understand why they were out of the pods. Like, we should have not followed them. But it's because it was the whole kids thing. But again, like, they were just not serious. They should have either just stayed together and broken up at their honeymoon because she was not 100% sure. Enjoy the trip to Cabo and just be like, look, it is what it is. But yeah.
Go to Cabo, almost make a baby. Then be like, you don't want a baby.
Wow.
I hated
Go on.
the session where she met his parents. His mum was awful.
Yeah, I can't remember too much of it. I started to zone out from those episodes.
When the conversation about kids came up, the way they started talking to her and about this idea of like, he's always wanted kids. You've always wanted kids, though. We come from a big family, and his siblings were like, yeah, we would love for our kids to have cousins. So you need to have kids.
Oh.
From that day, if the constant asking me wasn't going to be the thing to tip me over the edge, that would have tipped me over the edge. The way the mum was like, well, we're Italian, so we don't say bolognese, we say sauce.
Yeah.
You're not even Italian, babe. You're from Ohio. Relax.
I'm so...
Do you speak a lick of Italian? No, you don't. Have you been?
Bonjour, no, baby.
But coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee. Like, the obnoxiousness of white people who have a tangential link to a different country.
Oh, yeah.
You'll never hear the end of it. I'm not talking about people who are like second generation. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about people whose families. They, at this point, the Italian blood is gone.
Yeah, but
my ancestors were
23andMe told me.
As an Italian, count to 10 in Italian right now. Right.
Right. Even me, I was thinking like, uno?
Dos, tres, wrong. One. You don't even know. I can't stand it. They use that because they lack. Like, they can't do the stuff that other people who are actually from other countries can do. Yeah. Should be like, oh, here's a picture of me and my Mexican grandma. You can't do that. You don't have a Mexican grandma. So you just keep dragging on about how your ancestors haven't been Italian for about 4 generations now.
I'm finished. Yeah.
When you married that Swedish man, baby, there's no more Italians in this family. Leave us alone.
You sure? Because, my grandparents
You eat pizza on a Friday, so you're Italian. Relax. Relax.
That's wild. That's basically saying I'm not racist, I have a black friend.
Literally, I'm sick of it. And the way I felt there was like a racial element to the way they were interacting with her as well. Yeah. When she said that she was adopted, and they went, oh, good.
What does that mean?
What the fuck does that mean? So if her parents were Chinese, which they are, like her biological parents are Chinese, if she wasn't adopted and she would live with her biological Chinese family, you was going to do what? What was she going to do?
It won't be good, though. It won't not be good.
What were you going to do? From then, I knew that.
Yeah.
I was like, please, Emma, run. This is not the family you want to end up in.
But she still said yes, and then thankfully he said no.
You gotta get up.
Yeah. Those were all the couples. There was too many of them.
There was too many.
Absolutely too many. And the problem is, at the end of the day, only Vic and Christine said yes, and us talk together.
Yeah.
So the success rate of...
Well, no, technically Connor and blah, blah,
yeah, Brie and Connor,
didn't say yes, you're right.
But, like, the success rate this season has definitely pulled it all the way down.
Better than last season, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly. What would you rate the season?
No. No. That is my rating for this season. It is no.
How
dare they?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great.
If Chris hadn't turned out to be an absolute raving lunatic, this would have been so boring as well. Yeah,
no, it's true. I am at a stage where Love is Blind is a slog.
Yeah.
To watch. And it's getting more and more of a slog. And they've still got so many cities still to film. Because I could see this being like the downhill. Like, not even downhill, I feel like we could wrap this thing up. It's been 10 seasons now.
Yeah, we've had a good run.
Yeah, and we haven't had a good run. No, we haven't. It was season 1 and season 2. Season 4 was the most successful. I loved Tiffany and Brett. And that's pretty much it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
The show doesn't work because you keep picking people who are not trying to find love. They're trying to find someone who's going to... Well, again, maybe it's not entirely the show's fault. Like I said, I think a lot of the dating shows on Netflix have this problem. I think people who are dating right now want a chat GPT partner.
Oh yeah.
They don't want an actual person with memories and trauma and fears and hang-ups and bad habits and good habits and love and any of that stuff, because it's messy and it doesn't fit into their already miserable lives
and busy schedules. So I think I'll rate it about a 1.5, and that's probably one of the lowest ratings I've given for Love is Blind season. Yeah.
So that was that on Love is Blind.
Pretty much.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
When we talk about the next show.
Yeah. So this has been Scripts and Giggles with Shoshana.
And Marnini.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. What do you think of me being called Marnini?
I don't think you'll be able to keep it up.
It's me, Marnini. I like it. It's cute.
But it makes it sound like you're a mini money.
Oh my God, that's
a Marnini.
A Marnini.
You're either a Marnini or Martini.
I'm a Marnini. I'm a specific cocktail. I'm gonna tell you what the ingredients are in the next episode.
All right then. See you guys.